Okay. Oh, that's the wrong key. There's it. So, new PB 535 and a power out. Is fun. Alright. Let's try and get as much as I can today. Actually, probably won't be a whole lot. Why do you kill so fast? Hello. You were not fucking there. Oh my god. 152. Okay, now that's a 3 a.m. death. Fucking finally. But like, oh. It's not power, I don't think, because none of these fucking characters sync. I swear to God, you have to sync Noah, Alessio, and Zoro every fucking time, and you cannot sync them every time. God, I can't keep track of Forsaken. I literally cannot fucking hear him. Fuck, that's a 540. I can't fucking hear him. I can't hear him. I can't keep track of him and Eve properly. Eve, because she's almost fucking invisible. And fucking Forsaken, because I literally can never hear him. Also, the door characters keep all syncing up at once, forcing massive fucking power drain. She's so fucking annoying. And I can't prevent it from happening either, because if I try to, I'm gonna die. Because their timers are too strict, and then they stay at the door for too long. So I can't only do like one fucking door or something and try and stop them from sinking. Dude, why won't you leave? Oh my fucking god! Great, not only would you not fucking leave, but my input didn't get captured 3 fucking times in 15 seconds. Like, what the fuck? Why does that keep happening now? Several fucking times my input just doesn't go through. Type in the fucking keyboard so you can see this bullshit. What is that? 152, 40%. Probably about pace then. God fucking damn it. Like, come on, work! just hit E2. 90 seconds, 22%. It's probably not enough. God damn it, dude. Like, I just can't keep track of half these fucking characters, because I either can't fucking see them, or I can't fucking hear them. Dude, you weren't in Cam 1. You literally were not there. You literally were not there. Alright, let's see this pace. Like, where the fuck is anyone? No one's fucking visible. Holy shit. Oh. Okay, hold on. Look at this. Holy fuck. Wait, was that under 100 attempts? I just realized I think I beat it in under 100 attempts. 76 times! Under 80 attempts? What the fuck? Oh, my hands are numb. Ow! Okay. Fuck. Alright. Fuck it. I'd like to do the disagree thing, because no one's ever done it. But I may as well just do the agree. Because I may as well get the badge. I don't know if it technically counts as completion if I don't get the badge, and you only get it if you hit agree. So, fuck it. I guess I will. I'll probably never play this game again anyway. Configure the experience or its moderators. Well, a bit late, whatever. I don't care. Probably won't play it again, either way. This can be reversed. My knowledge. With this. So if I want to, I'll go through the effort, but it's over. And that's the main thing. It's done under 5 hours of attempts, I believe. Maybe even... Actually, I think under 3 hours of attempts. So, I think I can confidently say that this is nowhere near top 20. Only took 76 attempts too, so this is nowhere near top 20. Even with how inconsistent it felt. Yeah, it's still pretty difficult. Easily top 40, so it's still hard for me. I think it is probably top 30, but I can definitely get to work on my new top 5 hardest video now, because this, I think I can confidently say that this is not harder than Hyper Golden Freddy, or True Nightmare All Challenges. So this mode, it's top 30, low top 30 easily, and that's at most. So this went from fucking top 10 to, like, barely top 30. This mode actually took less time than Suicide Mouse did. So, I mean, maybe. It's not out of the picture. But yeah, I can easily say that this is barely top 30 at most. And, you know, I think I'm happy with it now. I kind of disliked the mode, and was kind of spiteful towards it in all honesty, because it dethroned Pizza Man when, even in all manners, it didn't feel like it could be harder. With the old strat, maybe. Uh, I've never tried the old strat, so I can't say much there. But with the new strat, yeah, it's absolutely easier. And even then, I still wanted to beat it. So, despite me disliking the mode kind of from the very beginning, because it just did not seem that hard at all, even if it was green runny. Alright, thank you. I'll stay on the screen, so still. But, like, even if green runny, it just did not feel like it could be harder than Pizza Man. And in the end, with the right strat, it isn't. It's not even close. But even then, I kind of still felt like I had to beat the mode to prove it. And it's done. In the end, when this mode goes well, it's not that bad, but it felt pretty inconsistent in both power and characters. But I did actually start to get more of an understanding today with one of the harder ones for me, Forsaken. I still hold ground that using the sound cue is super unreliable for him. You can barely hear him. The music is way too loud. But I did discover roughly every 2 Zoro movements he can attack. And I say roughly because it does off-sync a bunch. Since his attack can't be the same length every time due to his third attack. Well, his third attack at a door only has one real attack. But that and the fact that the actual attack bit is so long, and you have to search for Forsaken, you can't get rid of him instantly, at least usually. That means that it's not the most reliable, but it helps a lot. And additionally, towards the end, if you've been paying attention to my gameplay, you can see that I was fucking pushing it for Met. I was trying to stall him as much as I fucking could, because that was my last thought towards what I could do for power. Just try and stall everything to its absolute max, even if it feels uncomfortable. I still died some, I still ran out of power a bit, I was still off-pace occasionally, but it helped, and in the end it worked. But holy fuck, was that stressful. As I said, my hands were numb. And they aren't now, I'm pretty calm now, but... They were numb. They were absolutely numb. But yeah, it's done. 9th Requiem Victor. Yeah, I believe that, honestly. I would have been much higher if the new strat wasn't discovered, but I don't care. That's still pretty good, even with new strat. Yeah. The strat made it go from, like, maybe top 10 to barely top 30 at most. So, like, that's a huge difficulty drop. Like, insane. Ooh. Oh, welcome back. Alright. Hey, it's little dude. That's quite nice. And you go here. Requiem attempt, 76. Under 80. Which, to be honest, even for a top 40 mode, that is really good for me. I actually did really well. So I'm quite happy with that. Also, this stream was planned to be like 2 hours. I have no idea. Yeah, I planned to try and do a 2-hour stream today. I beat it in like 40 minutes. I'm doing pretty good. I actually just beat the mode. A lot faster than I thought it would. Even with how well I was doing. I beat it a lot faster than I expected. But yeah, that's another mode that's done. Another Roblox mode that's done. Do very few, honestly, despite being staff, at least currently. But it's done! And I actually had the keyboard thing, too. Possibly. Kirk is the only other lowest I know of, and he was still in the 300s. Yeah, you're in for a hell of a ride if you want to make one of the hardest ever. Like, you probably have no idea the kinds of things that are being verified and stuff. If you want a good example, check out Frogger25. He's currently attempting to verify max mode from One Night at Frogger's, and that is going to be top 1 on the list once verified. At least with the current list. Okay. I think I'm actually going to end the recording now because it's still going. Yeah, this is... Requiem's done, and it's not that bad. Also, I will say, despite complaining about the music, like blocking song cues and stuff, it's not that bad, the song itself. Oh, I've beaten that mode. I've done it a couple times. Yes! As a good example, one of the characters, Matt, you need to turn through a door and then shut that door. You have about 9 frames to deal with him, and only about 7 frames to actually shut the door. He's one of the harder characters. Yeah, just fucking good luck. Good luck trying to make one of the hardest challenges ever without having it be RNG as shit. Because that's what most people do. And it's god-awful. But yeah, it is done. Bloody hell. Cool. Anyway, I don't know how much longer I'll fucking do this stream. Because again, I expected this to still take a while. Like, I planned to maybe try and do a 2-hour stream, and then I beat it in just under 40 minutes today. Let's do it in the 8 attempts off stream. I mean, yeah, timers help, but there's people that don't use timers. It's all a preference thing. But yeah, some variants and movements do work. Just as long as they aren't too bullshit. One example is SL Ultra Custom Night. It's super bullshit and every character works on RNG. Alright. I wish you luck on it. Okay. Yeah, into English. Alright. I do have deluxe. I've done... What have I done? Hold on. Leave the game. And yeah, sure, I'll close Roblox. Let me look at my high score. Because yeah, I'm not doing Hopeless Pursuit ever. I've already recognized that it's way out of my limits. I'm not going to try. Plus I haven't even done Base 51 in Deluxe 1.0. Let's open the game here. If it's actually open. Yeah, okay. 9,000 high score. So that's... Yeah, makes sense. 9,000... Okay, yeah. That's 45 to 20 I've done. And that's it. Yeah, I don't really like that game, so it probably won't go much higher. Whatever. There definitely is. At least up until 40-20. You can't just jump straight to 50-20 and expect it to go well. Because it won't. Yeah, trust me, most people will need more than just learning the cycle. But, either way, build up or not, it's kind of just preference. Alright, well. Yeah, that would probably be the Bones 5. Judging by the fact that your first suggestion is Deluxe and Hopeless Pursuit, I'm judging that you mainly only know the Bones 5. You can literally only go by a cycle in Hopeless Pursuit. If you try to not go by a cycle in Hopeless Pursuit, you die. Well, at least probably. But yeah, you mainly use a cycle for both NDC and HP. And yes, I know of several people who've beaten Hopeless Pursuit. There's Ace, there's Cam, Zero, Surd, Bones, bunch of people. Fire Fuel as well. Trust me, I'm not clueless. Probably like 10 or more. Hello, Dixie. You're a bit late, but yeah, I beat Requiem. Okay, well. I have a couple things I need to actually do. More specifically, try and figure out some way to make a thumbnail or something. No, more than 2 people have beaten Hopeless Pursuit. Again, all the people I mentioned beat it. Cam, Sarah, Surd, Fuel, Bones, Ace. Trust me, there's a lot more victors than you just said. Oh yeah, Super Custom Night. That's good. That game is good. Yeah, there's a lot more victors than what you mentioned. Yeah, Ace Bulan, Booms, Sir Teki Sero, Lucas, Alamo. Yeah, Carson beat it too. Ultimatum has a bunch of victors. If Hopeless Pursuit has a bunch of victors. They're still hard as fuck. Victor count doesn't matter if its difficulty is insane. And Hopeless Pursuit's difficulty is insane. Because it's hard. It's hard as absolute hell. That doesn't mean there can't be a bunch of victors. Like, again, Ultimatum, which is harder than Hopeless Pursuit, has a lot of victors, at least somewhat. I don't know. Let me take a look here. At least 7 victors, and it's still top 1 on the main list. Which is higher than where Hopeless Pursuit would be. It's just hard. There you go. Victor count doesn't matter if it is hard as hell. There is no mod for Hopeless Greed. It's just Hopeless Pursuit, but you buy the death coin and have coin cap at the end. Which I think the coin cap for Hopeless Pursuit is 70. Hopeless Greed is done only in the original UCN Deluxe 1.0. Yeah. Harder strat, more requirements. Yeah, it's not a mod, it's just a mode. That's just Hopeless Pursuit, but you buy the death coin at 5 a.m. and have 70 coins at the end of the night. Which is just Deluxe 1.0 thing. Which is where Hopeless Pursuit is. It is a mode, but it is not a mod. Mod would mean that it's an alteration of the original UCN Deluxe to allow it to exist, but it's able to exist without altering it. It's just a self-imposed challenge of Hopeless Pursuit. So Hopeless Greed and Hopeless Pursuit are basically the same mode. You just need to force yourself to do certain things differently to beat Hopeless Greed. That would just be Hopeless Pursuit. You can't buff anyone in Hopeless Pursuit. It's just Hopeless Pursuit. Hopeless Pursuit is pretty much already the max that you could buff any of the characters, I think. I don't think you could buff any of them anymore and make it be possible. Yeah, sure, Dixie, you can try something like that once your break's done. Yeah, I don't think you know about Orville and Nedbear RNG. Because trust me, you can die much faster than you think due to some RNG. Hell, you can basically have fucking Orville teleport from the start of the ducks all the way to the end and have him kill you in less than 2 seconds. Yes, I have tried Sister Location Super Custom Night. I've beaten both. I've beaten SGF, HGF, and HGFAC. Yeah, that makes sense. They seem to be the two worst characters for you. Oh, trust me, they will be possible. Perfect Golden Freddy is actually possible in current state. But yeah, the current Perfect Cacophony is not top one. That's HGF. Current Perfect Cacophony I just refer to as HGFAC. Hyper Golden Freddy All Challenges. Because that's basically what's going to be changed to in the update. No, that mode's difficulty won't be changed. It's just that there's going to be a new Perfect Cacophony. Uh, yeah, I can just say, I can just say right now, there is almost no doubt in my mind that it will be top one with the current list. With everything I know. It is going to be really fucking hard. Yeah, perfect mode will change mechanics a decent bit, but that's going to be in the update. Trust me, Ultimatum's harder. There's much tighter power due to Lefty. Uh, Coins are also harder since they work completely differently, and there is no cycle. Which the no cycle bit alone would probably make it harder. Yeah. Lefty alone, I think, takes like 25% power in ulti, according to, I think, Serve. And yeah, that's quarter of your power because of one character. It's a lot. Yeah, but I think it's a similar speed-ish, at least to Hopeless Pursuit, maybe. Okay. How the fuck am I gonna make a thumbnail for Requiem? I just realized that, because I can't really make Roblox thumbnails. Okay, well, I think I can start this. Goody, that's just visible right there. Let's get rid of that. That's better. Yeah, it's a start. Yeah, I believe it is possible. Costa Vesta has been working for a while on verifying it. But it is taking a good bit because it's hard. And I think there might also be a decent bit of RNG. Yeah, I think it's fairly RNG. But at least Costa Vesta's working on it, I believe. I haven't checked in for a while. And there is good progress made towards it, at least. And I think it is confirmed to most likely be possible. Yeah, I don't feel like doing NDC. Perfect Golden Freddy, I believe, is indeed harder. And again, I feel like that's obvious, actually. Okay, yeah, I am realizing again just how hard Roblox thumbnails are to make. I think I'm just gonna have to go with this incredibly simple one. Yeah, I'm gonna try uploading it soon after I end stream, which will probably happen quite soon. Because, like, I beat it. That's like the entire reason I'm streaming right now is to beat Requiem, and I beat it. Okay, download image. Oh yeah, Dixie's done every Deathcoin route. Yeah, Perfect Cacophony will be top one. Yes, that list is right now. Oh yeah, didn't I make it? I think I made it. Yeah. Since I can, let me show you what it looks like right now. This is what it looks like right now. Current thumbnail. I suck at Roblox mode thumbnails. I have like no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, this is the current thing. Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah, let's take a look at that now. See if I can do anything else on this and make it not look trash. Yeah, of course I am. That's just how I do my thumbnails. Ultimatum is in UCN Recode. You just turn everyone to max and then toggle hard mode. Yeah, I don't know if there's much I can do here. No, Ultimatum is not in Deluxe. It's in UCN Recode. There are two different games. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just go with this. Need to edit the thing down anyway. Because in Recode, there's only 35 character slots. There's 49 characters total, but there's only 35 slots. Because there's a bunch of characters that are stacked into one slot and stuff, and Rockstar Foxy got fucking Thanos snapped. Yeah, it's still pretty much 50-20. It's just Rockstar Foxy doesn't exist, which makes basically no change. But because of him being removed, there is only 49 characters, not 50. Rockstar Foxy. He has like the most pointless mechanic. And I guess Shooter 25 just couldn't think of anything. So he just got rid of him. Yeah, Rockstar Foxy is not in Recode. Yeah, he makes basically like no real difference. Only time he's useful is green running, and even then it's like the absolute max. Yeah, it's because he was changed to be useful. And also actually needed. Because you don't have enough power without him. Yeah, like Lefty isn't that bad in Deluxe. Why would he be an absolute fucking powerhouse in Recode? That's basically what's going on. Because yeah, what I've heard, Lefty isn't too bad in Deluxe, but you know, in hard mode, takes like a shit ton of power. Power is fine pretty much all the time, unless you have hard mode active and Lefty active. Yeah, makes sense. Explains why 30% is possible. Aside from just, you know, insane green running. Okay, I should probably try and pop out the chat. Yeah, it actually worked. Oh. Alright, upload. The main thing with Hopeless Pursuit is just surviving. That's it. But you still have to be at least a little wary about power. Okay. Yeah, even with Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear being really fast and spawning a lot, power still isn't that bad. In Helpless Pursuit, if you get all the me birds, you have like 115% total, like Windows said earlier. That's 15% more than you would normally have in NDC. So you got a bunch of power, and even then, yeah. Yeah, that's Foxy's parrot. Yeah, it's 5%. No, 1% wouldn't have been enough power. That's why they made it 5. Because I'm pretty sure the average HP win is less than 10%, probably less than 8%. Yeah, you could still green run to save power, and it would be possible. Surd has 30% green run on current version. Yeah. Because you can just be good, I guess. I don't know. Ask Surd. Yeah, there's actually a bunch of harder modes at this point. It just is. I wouldn't really question it. Yeah, Surd has beaten Hopeless Pursuit well over like 10, 15, 20 times. He's done it a lot, and he's really good in general. Nah, DJ Sturf is far from the best. He's a very good player, especially for the original games, but he's not up there for general FNAF. Only the main line. And yeah, Sir did the challenge 40% and ended up frame perfect. Yeah, Sturf's hardest is 50-20, I believe, and it's not even top 150 anymore. Unless he did no death coin, but even then, I don't know if that's 150 here.
Okay, Will's not in here. Gonna be bringing Katie in to eat. Okay.
Yeah, feeding the cat. Is NTC even in top 150 anymore? For UL? Okay, probably not. Yeah, it's not. So even if DJ Sturf did 50-20 no death coin, it wouldn't be top 150. Okay, yeah. So DJ Stark's hardest is NDC, and it still wouldn't be top 50. That would be Remery. She beat 50-20 and was the verifier. But she hasn't played since, I don't think. Definitely not done anything difficult since. Yeah, stopped at 50-20. Which is fair. Especially at the time. She was first victor 50-20, so it was a long ass time ago, and at that time 50-20 was a lot. I don't think any of us here have beaten HP, so we wouldn't be green running it. Yeah. Yeah, because Hopeless Pursuit is really hard. It would be top 2 on current list.
Here you go.
There's the cattle.
There's the cattle. Very hungry kitty.
Cat is being fed. No, you could definitely green run. Not sure for perfect mode, but you could definitely do so on the other things. Let me get this so I can actually move this thing. There's our cat. The hungry cat. No, you can green run. Cameras. Minimize camera usage and don't empty shock. She's eating. There is power. I've played it. There's power. It's just mainly used for the cameras. Only the doors have a heat system. And if they overheat, they drain 10% over time. Okay, hold on. I don't like to do this right now because the update... Oh, I'm right next to the mic. Hold on. I don't like to do this right now because the update isn't out, but I kind of am allowed to do this. Oh, power can be kind of bad, especially with Nightmare Chica. But I'm going to show you. I wouldn't like to do this because the update's not out, which is why I haven't done a stream of it yet. But I'm going to show you power does exist in perfect mode. Yeah, I'm allowed to. I just kind of don't like to because update isn't out. It's just a personal preference thing. But there is power in perfect mode. As you can see, there's the door power, which there's the overheats thing, there's the power and the oxygen. Cameras are the main source of power consumption, as you can see. But if your door overheats, they do consume power.
10% total as they cool down. But if they don't cool down, or if they don't overheat, then they don't take power. They have their own power that regenerates. That's basically how perfect mode power works. Okay, now I have to turn off the fucking display capture. Yeah, and if characters bonk on the door, most of them regen power. Bidybab and Afton do not regen power. Because Bidybab doesn't even bonk the door. They're a progression character, so they don't bonk it. Alright, Dixie, see ya. But yeah, power for perfect mode, it's just prevent doors from overheating and minimize camera usage. And also don't empty shock. If you shock without having to need to in that camera, you lose power. I don't actually know how much you lose. I think it's like might be upwards of like 3 to 5% per empty shock. So they take a lot of power. But yeah, it's mainly just don't risk doors, try and minimize usage, and yeah, that's the green run-in for it. Yeah, you cannot cheese baby anymore. You will absolutely run out of power if you try. But her audio cues are also panned. So if it's on the left, you'll hear it on the left. If it's on the right, you'll hear it on the right. And if it's in the middle, you'll hear it from both. But yeah, you can't try to cheese her anymore. Because if you attempt to, death. Yeah, let me actually show the empty shock thing. Oh, that's an older beta. Like, a little older. Yeah, okay, that should capture this thing. Yeah, there we go. No need to use display. So, yeah, don't empty shock. I died in 6.7 seconds spamming the shock. So, yeah, don't spam it. You run out of power fast. And that's especially a pain in arenas. At least for me. But other people have had issues too. Although nothing's going to be changed with them, because it's a skill thing. Who the fuck beat 50-20 30... no, that's Brayden. It just says fucking someone beat 50-20 37 times in a row, and I'm just blind for like 8 seconds. Of course it's fucking Brayden. Who else would it be? Yeah. Have a good day. I don't really have anything else to actually have the stream going anymore anyway. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end now too. I hope all of you have a good day. This was definitely a good general day. Also, this stuff audio is muted longer than I thought it to be. Oh well. But hey, Requiem's done. I hope all of you had a good day. Alright.